And the people who have access to internet is less than the total number of the internally displaced in the year of 2011. Okay, what is that total of internally displaced people in 2011? 170,000 internally displaced. That's the highest number in a decade. And the internet users' number is less than that 170,000. So it's just like 1% of the population of the whole country that have access to internet. So that doesn't really mean anything. But why they have to do it that way? Well, because they're afraid of something like the Arab Spring type. Because these days, when you get on the internet, then you spread out very quickly and very wide. And therefore, they have to control it. Otherwise, people will start getting out there and they could have the situation like the Arab countries. So, yeah, they're trying to be very careful. Censorship. They open it to a certain extent, but not to politics. To cultural, partly to education, but then when it comes to politics, no, they don't do that. They don't allow you at all. Just the 7th of this month, I was on Al Jazeera live stream with another colleague from inside Burma. He's a musician, he's a rapper, a blogger. Yeah, and also a rapper. And we talk a lot about a lot of stuff, but also what he's trying to bring to our attention is that he himself cannot sing the songs that he wanted to sing at the benefit concert. The song he sang was chosen by the authority. And so you can, this is the difference between what we've read, what we've heard, and the reality. So basically, the change is happening only in central Burma, where Naypyidaw, where the capital is, and in Rangoon, where Aung San Suu Kyi is. Because they all are the high-profile people, and the eyes of the international, the eyes of the media are always on these people. So what if they're doing something to Aung San Suu Kyi? The whole world will rise up again, and they have to be very very careful. And we're talking about ceasefire. I find it a little funny when the regime talking about they're trying to make eternal peace with the ethnic minorities. I'm saying there is no eternal peace in this world. Yes, maybe in heaven, but not in this world. That's why I find it funny. But my point is that they're trying to cease fire with the ethnic minorities from the southeast part of Burma, where the Karen state is, and also the west side of Burma, where the Chin state is. But at the same time, they're fighting with Kachin at the northern part of the country. The fighting has been going on for 8 months. It leads to 70,000 internally displaced people in Kachin state alone in the past 8 months. These people don't receive any aid from the international community or any other countries yet. Why? Because the regime is closing all the channels that anybody can come in and give support, whether financially or in terms of education or health or any other support that they can give. So I don't know for you, but that doesn't seem to sound like peace. I don't know how you guys think, but it's not peace for me. Do you think so? No, I don't see that. So this is the reality that I'm trying to help you understand what is on the paper, what is in the news, and what is on the ground. So that you get the idea in case, what if people are talking about something, all the flowery, the good stuff about Burma, then you can counter them and say, well, yes, it's happening in central Burma, but not for the ethnic people, the ethnic minorities, and in the ethnic areas. Human rights abuse is still going on, and in fact, it's even getting worse. Land confiscation is still there. Rape as weapon of war. They capture people, and then especially men, take them to the front line to carry their stuff, their ammunition, their weapons, their food. And guess what? The worst thing that they could ever done, they use people as human beings, as human shield, landmine sweepers. What does that mean?
It's a person who walks out where a landmine might be, and if they blow up, well, that landmine's gone now.
Yeah. Or if they're afraid, then they don't keep going. Yeah. But those who are at the front, they are the ones who have to suffer. And this is not only the regular people, the pastors, the priests, the monks. The monks. Seriously. And therefore, this is what I'm telling you. There's no change. And therefore, if you heard about those stuff, this is something you can help me tell people. No, the situation on the ground is like this. There is no change for the ethnic people. If you want to bring change for the people of Burma, you also have to look at the life of the ordinary people, the ethnic minorities. They deserve the life, they deserve the freedom we're having, the basic rights that we're having. And therefore, when we talk about change, we cannot look at just Aung San Suu Kyi and Central Burma and the economic, but we also have to look at the lives of the ordinary people. This is something that you can help me spread the words, help me raise the awareness, and educate other people. Yes.
Has the United States ended its trade embargo?
No.
So we still have economic sanctions on the country?
We still have that.
And that should stay?
That should stay.
Is there anything else that you think the U.S. government can do?
Well, right now, I'm having a thought in mind is that I wanted to start off a new campaign for, especially for humanitarian aid for Kachin State. Because these people have been there for 8 months. And now, I mean, think about it. Who will be able to survive without work, or without income, or without working in their farm for 8 months? So whatever they have put together before, now it's going to decrease and decrease and decrease. So very soon they're going to run out of everything. So the communities, the Burmese community, the Kachin communities in the States and other countries, they're trying to raise funds and trying to send money back home, sneak through the border and get into. But the most important thing here is that the U.S. has money to give. Other countries have money to give. But the problem is the regime doesn't open the way for the international community to get in there and to help out. So the campaign that I want to create is that to challenge the regime. Okay, if you say you wanted to change, this is something you can do. Open the channel for the humanitarian access into the Kachin State. You have to do this before the by-election, April 1st. If you really think if you really want to prove to us and to the world that you are a changed country, a changed government, and you want to move towards reform and the better for the people, this is something you will have to do. And that is something that I wanted to work on as soon as I get back in the office on Monday. So, well, when I'm done with that, I will put that online, and it'll be online petition. So I urge you guys, get on, join us, sign in. Because the more people join us, the stronger our voices will be. And you'll be like, well, I'm talking to you guys today this way, and I'm telling you, honestly, you can help us make a difference. You are the hope for those people. And now you know. And if you act, there is an action. So together we can make a difference. And whether you believe me or not, but I do believe. Question?
Is the UN allowed in at all? Any observers? International?
They allow you in one time. But just to, like a little tip of us.
Right.
So the UN didn't really get to see the reality. They saw, yes, there are some refugees and they cannot live in their home, so they have to flee away, because that's like the main Mijina, Liza is a big city in Kachin state, and that's about it. So basically, we have to demand access to the conflict area. It's not only Kachin state. Everywhere in the ethnic areas where conflicts, where problems are going on, where fighting is going on, human rights abuses happen, there is no media access. And therefore, you get to hear a lot about the situation in the country, in the central Burma, but you don't hear anything about ethnic areas because there is no media access. And the only very few, well, only the local people that give us information. Or another group, the Free Burma Rangers, run by a really good friend of mine, Dave Eubank, who have been working with, he founded the organization. And he's been with the organization for more than a decade. And literally risking his life going inside all these conflict area and trying to figure out what kind of help that they can give. So, I mean, this is all our information sources. But we don't have CNN or New York Times or Wall Street Journal or Al Jazeera or whoever. Nobody get in there. But yes, they do have access to Rangoon, to Aung San Suu Kyi.
Does she have access to the interior?
Aung San Suu Kyi?
Yeah.
To,
I mean, is she pretty much still stuck in Rangoon and can't get out into the countryside?
Nope.
So she doesn't even have a good assessment of
no.
conditions.
She does not, but what we do is, whatever information we have, we compile, we brief, and then we send it over to her.
Yeah.
So she should be able to have enough information to know about what's going on.
Yeah.
And even if not in a very detailed, but very roughly, she should have the idea.
Yeah. When Secretary Clinton went to Rangoon and met with her, I mean, it got a lot of international focus, but
Yes.
Do you think that was helpful and constructive, or might it have made people think, okay, we don't need to worry about Burma anymore, everything's okay now, because she's out?
Well, we can look at it at both sides.
Yeah.
It's good in a way that it seems like the U.S. paid more attention, and therefore Clinton was there. But also at the same time, yes, like you said, the international community started saying, oh, well, she's out. Now Burma is opening to the world. So we're good. But then we forgot about the ethnic people. We forgot about those who are suffering. And that is the bad side. And that is why you who know about the reality, we have to get out there and fix whatever problem. If people are saying the situation is okay, we have to fix it immediately. No, it's not okay. If they say, well, Aung San Suu Kyi is out. Well, Aung San Suu Kyi is out. She's alone. But what about the other 35% of the population who are still hiding or who are still struggling under the oppression, the human rights abuses? We can't forget about that. We have to fix that every time we hear whatever that doesn't sound right to us. Otherwise, the international community will keep hammering us, and then very soon we're going to disappear.
Was there a question? You remember the Estates General? When King Louis convened the Estates General, and 98% of the population only had a voice in 1/3 of the assembly? This is very similar.